Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's almost 10 o'clock on February 6th, 2023, and you can see the what we had today with that storm offshore. You can see it over there in the corner there, an intense coastal storm, some of the clouds from that, and then we had some stratocumulus as well off to the west. So we had a little time of clear skies in the afternoon, and sort of like what it looked like in the afternoon here. I have a little video I took at Southard's Pond in Babylon. You can see the cloud shield from that storm over there, and then the clearer skies off over there. And still a little ice left on the lake, but tonight we have mostly clear skies, as you can see with the moon out shining bright. So again, this is our storm offshore. You can see it right there, and let's see if we can get a better view of this on the satellite image. So we go a little further east here, a little bit, and see. You can see that colder air is building down now after quite another mild day today. It feels a lot colder tonight than it did earlier on today. Let me go to let's see if we can get U.S. Atlantic coast. I don't know if this one will do it. Let's see. Yeah, well, this works perfectly. All right, good. So let me make this out to 120 frames. 120 again. Let's take a look at our really intense storm here. And that is quite an intense storm there. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah, there's an eye right there. We've seen an eye to develop to it. Look at that. Wow. So that's really, it's an extra tropical storm, but it looked like it seemed to have some tropical characteristics to it. But you can see it looks like it's heading for Nova Scotia. Looks like they're going to have a pretty bad storm tonight with this thing. But luckily for us, it missed us. But it did pick up the winds quite a bit today. You can see, though, quite a remarkable storm there. Wow, that is definitely remarkable for sure. If we go to the Weather Prediction Center and look at the weather map, you'll see there's the low offshore right there. High pressure over us right now. And then there's another frontal system that will give us a chance of rain tomorrow night. So let's take a look and see what's going on out now. Those winds are still kind of busy out there. You can see the temperatures have dropped quite a bit from what they were earlier. Let's take a look at islip right now. It's down to 37 degrees. It's still above normal for this time of the night, but it was quite mild during the day. I think we got well into the 50s today, and you can see the you can see when the temperature started dropping here, northwest winds here, and it looks like there was some sunshine in the afternoon, in and out of some high clouds around, but you can see those wind gusts, so pretty gusty conditions, and temperatures were in the 50s for much of the afternoon until we got toward the evening, and that's when the temperature started dropping into the 40s, and now into the 30s with that cold air coming in now. You can sort of see the clouds, in and out of the clouds there at islip. So let's go take a look at our high temperatures for the day, and we'll look at our highs and see. I'm sure all of us got pretty much well into the 50s today. Yeah, mid-50s, 54 degrees. That's well above normal, almost 15 degrees above normal. Jersey also in the mid-50s, and even into New England, mid-50s as well for highs for the day. And I'm sure the lows probably beyond remarkable as well. Let's take a look at the lows. Probably didn't get that low. Yeah, pretty unremarkable. Above normal for the lows, too, as well. If we want to look at today's climate report at islip, we will look at that now. Islip. Let's see. We were about 10 degrees above normal for the day. So yeah, it's quite a bit above normal. Again, just and we're gonna have plenty more warm weather to come, unfortunately, as we deal with this. We also have let's see. We got some small craft advisories in effect for that storm, and you can see close to New England, they've got gale warnings in coastal New England. You can see some of these wind gusts out on the Cape here, pretty strong. We get a little closer to the storm here. And we'll take a look at some of these wind gusts here. And find them, at least if they would display on the screen, that would be good. While waiting for that to display on the screen, let's go and talk about the earthquake that happened today. Because there was an earthquake, that's right. If we put in Buffalo here, I'm sure the Weather Service will have a report on it. And here we go. So Buffalo, let's... I don't have anything on the earthquake. Yeah, here we go. So this is the earthquake that happened here. It was a 3.8 centered around West Seneca. 6:15 this morning. So yeah, there was a bit of an earthquake. It was a small earthquake. It was like almost like a jolt, but there was an earthquake. And unfortunately, there was a much bigger earthquake in Turkey, I believe. Or is it Turkey? It was a bad earthquake. We'll have to look that up here. Well, what's going on here? Let's see. So yeah, Turkey and Syria. There are thousands dead, unfortunately. Oh boy, here we go again. Somebody's setting off their smoke alarm. This happens all the time. I got to deal with this at least every other day. I hear fire trucks. That's not good. Hopefully it's not a fire here, but I hear them in the distance. This is so stressful. It really is. Let's see if it stops. Yeah, it stopped now. The people here, people just set off their smoke detectors when they're cooking. It's very stressful because you got to remember what happened earlier last year. It's been almost a year already. That fire. It's just people are very careless around here. Anyway, I don't talk about that anymore. Let's focus on the weather update. All right, this finally loaded. So here we go. 44 mile an hour winds, 49 mile an hour winds at Mount Desert, wind gusts, Mount Desert Rock. 48 mile an hour winds at Briar Island. Yeah, sounds like a bad one. 47 gusts. So yeah, Nova Scotia's really, and they're probably getting snow with this too, probably. Though I don't see any winter storm warnings in effect. Well, we'd have to actually look at the radar and see. But you know, they get a lot of bad storms in Nova Scotia. It's not a surprise we'd get that. This is typical of what they see. It's not like we're seeing anything crazy with the wind gusts. But anyway, let's go to the models now. And here's the storm again. Really deep storm offshore right now. Very deep. Will it hit Nova Scotia right now? The model's saying it's going to move due east, and it will not hit Nova Scotia. Though it sure looked like it on the satellite, but you can sort of see it tracking off to the east there and out. But that is a very intense low-pressure center right there. Though it is mainly going to be, the worst of it is going to be out over the ocean. I wish we had some buoys located closer to it. It's a 54 mile an hour wind gust here. Wave height 10 feet. I wish we had a little more information closer to it. Here's another. It's Bermuda. They're seeing some strong winds as well with a heavy rain shower. So yeah, this storm is really kicking up the winds and the seas out over the Atlantic. But it does move east as we head into tomorrow. High pressure is overhead, though we will be dealing with high clouds, I think, throughout the day. And then there's a chance of showers tomorrow night with this front that comes in. And then we get another dry day on Wednesday, and then our next chance of rain would be Thursday into Friday. And then we have this low pressure center here that's we don't know what's going to happen with this. The models aren't always agreeing on what's going to happen with this. We'll have to talk about that, but there's a stalled front, and it's going to be a low pressure center that's going to develop and could bring us a rainy Saturday. This has been on and off with the models, and then there's like another little low that develops on the backside of that and could actually bring us some snow. And now we thought Sunday would be mostly sunny, but now it's saying that we might be dealing with a chance of precipitation. This is the GFS model that's doing that. All right, that's doing that. So if we look at the icon model, last I looked at the icon, it was not doing that. So the icon is different with this. It has the front to the south, less amplified look, and therefore it seems like it's definitely further south with everything as we head towards Saturday. All right. That would be our next weather to watch, I guess. And so the reasoning behind this, let's go to the European now. I'll go to the 12Z European model. Here's the European model. And here's that low again. So the European also doing something here with that low as well and forming like having it. So we have to watch for the potential of possible winter weather event, perhaps. That 540 line is to the southeast, so perhaps Saturday night to Sunday, we may finally see our first actual snowfall, perhaps. All right. And if we look at this again doesn't give us snowfall amounts. This site doesn't do that. But if we look at the European model, I meant the GFS model, and look at total snowfall, it could give us a snowfall of perhaps as much as 4 to 6 inches, perhaps if the island is more like a few inches, but it looks like it has a little more in New Jersey, depending on where this thing tracks. And again, it's dependent on placement of a front and a lot of variables that are kind of far out to figure out right now. But we'll have to keep an eye on this. Obviously, it would be Saturday. We'd be dealing with the rain. And then Sunday, right on the back edge of it, just cold enough for some snow, mainly over New Jersey, not so much over Long Island. But still, we'll have to keep an eye on that particular setup. That's a ways away. And, there's a lot of variability. I'm not going to obsess over it now, whether we'll actually see that happen or not. But anyway, let's focus on the short term here, and we'll go to the HRRR model here. And again, there's that storm offshore that's going to stay there, but it's quite a strong storm. Here comes the next front, next cold front or cool front. It's really not. I hate to call it a cold front because the air behind it isn't really all that cold. In fact, it's going to be warmer on Wednesday than it will be on Tuesday. You can see the front kind of dissipate off to the south there, and high pressure kind of builds in. That is the HRRR. Look at the dew points. So we have those north winds. They continue tonight. As we head into tomorrow, you see they become northeasterly, easterly, then southeasterly, and then southerly by later in the afternoon. And you can see here's the next front coming through. You see the winds shift to the west. There's not a lot of moisture to work with here, which is why I don't think we'll see just a slight chance of a shower, and probably on the light side, and then northwest winds return for Wednesday. So let's look at our temperatures, and you'll see what I mean by it being warmer on Wednesday than it will be tomorrow. So, like I said, that low pulled in a little bit of cold air. So, looking at we're going to go below freezing tonight, probably mid-20s for lows. And then tomorrow we'll have highs over Long Island, probably in the upper 30s to around 40, which is close to normal. So it'll be close to normal for this time of the year. Warmer in Jersey, probably closer to like mid-40s in Jersey. And then as we get with to tomorrow night, the winds go to the northwest, but again, the air ain't that cold. We don't even go below freezing. And then Wednesday is going to be quite warm. Highs probably in the upper 40s to around 50, possibly low 50s. I'm leaning toward right now. I think for everybody, it's going to see low 50s, so well above normal again. And man, if you're even further south, you're going to see, if you're in the mid-Atlantic area, Virginia, 70, probably most likely on Wednesday, which is very, very warm for this time of the year. If we want to go a little further and look at our temperatures and our dew points and wind flow, we'll go pull up the GFS, and you'll see here northwest winds. Here we are for Wednesday, Thursday, very light winds. You could see a southerly flow, all right, develop, and then that's going to bring in some moisture for the system. That'll bring us the rain. You could see a little bit of rain chance there Thursday, and then Friday. You could see the front come through, but it gets stuck to the south, and this is where the next wave would form along it and pull in the colder air behind it. This is the northeast wind. You could see there's a low there pulling in the cold air, and that would possibly give us, again, that opportunity for snow Sunday. We're still waiting for snow this winter, so I'm not going to count that half inches of snowfall of something. I mean, technically it is, but not really. I mean, you got to have at least an inch on the ground to me for it considered a snowfall. So we're still kind of waiting for that. But anyway, as we go into Thursday, you'll see it'll be a little colder on Thursday because, again, we'll have the cloud cover and the chances of precipitation. And then for Friday, you can see we warm up. And then we have this Friday will be mild with the rain chances. And then you can see where the front is kind of hung up. You can see temperatures stay. Saturday will still be above freezing, so any precipitation that falls will be rain. But as we go into Sunday, on the back end of it, perhaps we could have some snowfall, perhaps. A chance. There's a small chance that we'll see snowfall. Don't get your hopes up too much, but this winter, it's if you're hoping for snow, this is, somebody will hopefully get something, but it depends on where. So looking at the clouds on the GFS, we'll start with the GFS first here. There's that storm. You can see clear night tonight, but unfortunately, We'll have a clear sky to start in the morning, but then the cirrus kind of rolls in on us, and we're going to be dealing with that for a while. And this is, again, the lower resolution GFS. Wednesday, we should have some sun. We'll have to watch that, and then clouds for Thursday. Friday, it looks like it's showing no clouds, so it looks like it's showing very little cloud cover. There'll probably be some high cloud cover. And then Saturday, we'll be dealing with cloud cover, and then Sunday, we'll be dealing with cloud cover because of that front and that system that could form along. And originally, Sunday was supposed to be a clear day. Now, no, we won't have another clear day because by the time that moves out, more clouds roll back in again because of the damn zonal pattern we're in. They continue to be in. It's a really crappy pattern. I don't really run this that far out. So let's go look at the RGEM, which is a somewhat better model to use for cloud cover than that because it generally does overdo it. So this is the RGEM model. There's that storm again offshore, you can see. And again, we have this little break, but it won't last. This is like 10 o'clock, and you can already see the cirrus off to the west there. So I don't think we're going to have a mostly sunny day tomorrow. We'll have a lot of cirrus around, thickening later in the afternoon, and that means, a junky sky with lots of contrails. Here's Wednesday. Wednesday should be mostly sunny, hopefully, with not too many clouds. And then for Thursday, same thing. A lot of high clouds will come into the picture, and that's as far as this model goes. As far as cloud cover, I could look at the high resolution GFS. Don't really have all that much of the 0Z running, which means I'd have to use an old run. But you get the idea for tomorrow, and then Wednesday should be okay, though. I think for cloud cover, I think we should be all right. Should see a decent amount of sunshine for Wednesday. For tomorrow, there'll be sun. It's just going to be a junked up sky. It won't be a blue sky. There'll be a lot of contrails and jet smog in there. You know the kind of sky I'm talking about. Yeah, the kind of sky we had yesterday was pretty junky. Can look at one more model for the skies, and that's the NAM. And you'll see tomorrow. You see the high clouds coming on us tomorrow, and then as far as Wednesday goes, the NAM does give us a mostly sunny day as well. And that's as far out as we go on the NAM. And again, our next chance of rain would be, again, tomorrow night. But this is the NAM, and even the NAM isn't really all that impressive. This would be after 9 o'clock or so, a slight chance of a rain shower, perhaps. Very brief. This is just with that front. That's all I'm going to call it. It's a front because it's actually warmer air behind the front than there is ahead of it. Yeah, that is going to be it, I guess, for this weather update. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.